Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Colts Cast. We're here to talk about anything and everything Indianapolis Colts. I am your host, Jamal Lawrence, coming at you live. Eric is not here with us right now, but it's all good because I wanted to bring you guys some breaking news. Now, I'm sure if you've been on any form of social media, you have seen what has happened in Colts Nation today. I swear to you, Colts, for some reason, we just can't stay out of the news, and it feels like no matter what it is, we're always in the news with a little bit of something. And for better or for worse, this one right here is just it's a shock. It's a shock to a lot of us. I'll be the first person to tell you that I felt like I saw some of this coming. I just didn't know exactly what was going to happen or when it was going to happen. Personally didn't think it would happen right now, but without further ado, let's talk about it for a couple minutes here. Guys, Shaq Leonard has been waived by the Colts. I repeat, Shaq Leonard has been waived by the Colts. Now, this is wild. I mean, Shaq has a turkey drive he does here in Indianapolis. And so it's kind of a bad thing to get waived, just the day before Thanksgiving. That kind of, or 2 days before Thanksgiving. That kind of stinks. But, let's hope for the sake of all the families and people in need who are wanting to go to that and participate in it, they still are able to get, their goods this Thanksgiving. And Shaq is willing to still continue that on for us, at least through this Thanksgiving in the city of Indianapolis. But guys, this is wild. This is wild. We've seen over the past couple of weeks, Shaq has been very vocal. I mean, very, very vocal about his thoughts on the organization, how he's not getting the kind of playing time that he feels he deserves. And, it's something where he's felt like he's almost got back to that 100%. But the powers that be have said that, no, you're not quite there. And it's shown. I mean, he's been, sharing reps with EJ Speed throughout the season. But on first and second down, not really getting a third down action. He's been quiet. We've seen him have some decent numbers throughout a couple of games. But even with these decent numbers, he hasn't made those splash plays that Shaq has been known for. And so ultimately, Indianapolis Colts felt like it was in the best interest to cut him. Now, I just want to read a quick statement from both Shaq himself and Jim Irsay. So Shaq's statement said he posted on social media, "Indy, I want to thank you for accepting me and my family with open arms. These past 6 years have been nothing but incredible. Through the good times and bad times, y'all stood by my side. I apologize for not bringing the trophy back to the 317. The energy in Lucas Oil has been nothing but amazing, and I thank you for every moment. I'm thankful to play for such an amazing fan base. I love you guys and wish the Colts Nation the best. Maniac out." Man, that's a lot to take in. I'm sure that there have been talks throughout the organization with himself and the defense coordinator, the head coach, the GM, the owner, everybody. Man, it's a tough statement to read. Overall is just a really tough statement to read. I want to read Jim Irsay's really quickly as well for us. So Jim Irsay said, "Colts Nation will always remember the Maniac's palpable energy on the field with each tackle, interception, punch out, and fumble recovery. Off the field, he's a servant leader and assisted numerous families in both his hometown and in the Indianapolis community. We're thankful for Shaq and the contributions he made to the organization. We wish him and his beautiful family the best moving forward. Jim Irsay." Man, it's just a wild time to be alive right now. When we think about Shaq Leonard no longer being a part of this organization, guys, we've been saying it for forever. Since that injury, we've noticed he hasn't been himself. He's noticed he hasn't been himself, and he's been trying his best to get back to himself, to get back to that Shaq Leonard we all know and love, or for what it's worth, that Darius Leonard before he kind of made that name change over. And so it's unfortunate to see this happening right now. But I think it's a mutual thing between the organization and Shaq himself. Now, I was scrolling through Twitter a little while ago, and James Wood actually posted, he said, someone asked, whether or not Shaq was released. Was it a mutual agreement, basically? But James said, "I was wondering this as well, but I just found out per league source that the Colts linebacker Shaq Leonard did not request to be waived." So this is probably just coming out of the blue to him as well. So it's just an insane thing. The Colts have they clearly are fully willing to rely on Zaire Franklin, who has shown that, he is that new guy in town. I mean, he did it last year. He's still leading the league right now in tackles. He's going to continue to build on his success, and he's going to take EJ Speed right under his wing. EJ's been splitting those reps with Shaq, so they feel comfortable enough with EJ and company as well that he can step up and continue to play at a dominant level. Being that we don't have that turnover factor that that key guy, Shaq Leonard, in there anymore. Now, when we talk about the money we save, and I kind of know I'm bringing all this to you guys short and sweet. Eric and I would definitely break this down in great full detail for you, but I just wanted to kind of enlighten everyone, especially some of you who haven't had a chance to see it. You can kind of hear it, whether you're at work or, making a quick drive, whatever the case is. But according to Destin Adams here on Twitter, the Colts save a total of $55 million over the next 3 seasons by releasing Leonard. This move leaves $12 million in dead cap on the team's book over the next 2 years. That's $8 million in 2024 and $4 million in 2025. Now, I know a lot of people will probably start to say, well, why didn't Shaq, why wouldn't we trade him? There are many things we could have done. Maybe could have got some capital for him somehow. But guys, you got to remember, Shaq is on a crazy contract, was worth a lot of money, and he has not produced the numbers that teams will want to see. So it's kind of a double-edged sword here. It's like, do you just bite the bullet now and cut him and save some additional money? Or, even say, that, why don't we just hold him through the rest of the season? Well, again, do you save? Do you continue to pay him a couple million, $1 million extra to not produce the season? Or do you just cut your losses now and just say, hey, man, I think it's in the best interest for you to go ahead and leave? The team felt that was the best thing. A couple episodes ago, when we were talking about this, I was saying how Gus Bradley, I felt like at that point, it was going to be a decision that, Shane Steichen, Jim Irsay, and Chris Ballard were going to talk about whether or not you keep Gus Bradley or you keep Shaq Leonard come towards the end of the season, because they clearly are on 2 different wavelengths. The team must have felt like, hey, it's better for us right now to focus on our defensive coordinator, keeping him here and releasing Shaq. Now, does that mean that Gus Bradley is safe? I don't know. Absolutely not. I'm sure anything could happen. I mean, we see this. The NFL is a business at the end of the day. Each team is going to do what's best for them and their interests. But it feels kind of like, with Shaq grumbling and griping how much he was, saying that he was ready to be out there and be productive, but Gus saying, actually, I'm seeing otherwise. This is not the way it is. That clearly what Gus and company were seeing behind the scenes was true. So Shaq right now, I'm hoping all the well for him and his family. And I hope he does get picked up by somebody, because, I mean, listen, even though he wasn't producing for us, people can get that second win sometime whenever they get an opportunity to go into another organization and kind of get a fresh start. It can get stale. It can get stale. The Colts have had great linebackers throughout the past couple of years, and I feel like whenever we turn over for another linebacker to step up, they're ready. And so, hopefully for Shaq and company and his family and all, they can, move on. And hopefully this is not the end of him. Hopefully he's not going to retire at the end of this. Hopefully he'll get picked up by some team and get out there and play again. But as far as it goes, wishing him all the best. Again, just more Colts news as we lead into this week, going against the Buccaneers. So listen, EJ Speed, the time is yours. Zaire, you already know you was up next, so there's nothing else to tell you about that. But EJ, let's go ahead and get it, and let's see what happens here moving forward. This is an organization that felt like they had to make a decision, and they did. They did, whether we like it or not. Whether you like it or not, drop some comments below. Let us know how you feel about it, because this is interesting. And again, I can sit here and say it over and over how wild it is to think that just happened. It's kind of just a shock right now, shock value for us here of what just happened. And that's why I said we want to give you, a little more detailed breakdown a little later as the week goes on. But man, what a way to get our Tuesday going midday. So Shaq Leonard no longer an Indianapolis Colt. Colts have decided to go ahead and waive him. He did not request to be released. I'm sure we'll hear some more talks from Steichen and company, or maybe even Ballard, to talk about this decision that he made or that they made. But yeah, man, happy Tuesday to everybody out here. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Please drop some comments below. If you're still here, please like, subscribe, share this video with everybody, just because, it gets us out. We like to bring you guys the freshest Colts content as quickly as we can, whenever we can. So thanks for tuning in and watching. Take care. You have a great rest of the day. Go Colts. Let's get after it.